Len and I just played Helltank. Len's going to let you know what he thought of the game.
Okay, it's a micro game. It's a nice game. The sequence of play is you roll for initiative, and the winner initiative moves one unit. Then the other guy moves another unit. Then you move until they're all done.
But you mean move or shoot?
Move or shoot.
Or move and shoot, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's basically one impulse per tank, but yeah.
Yeah, and it's hard to keep track of. There's no movement or fire counters. Like you could borrow from your Panzer Grenadier games if you got one handy. But there's a small number of units per side, and it's manageable. Of course, after a few turns, when you start knocking off units, then you worry less about that. You use a point system to determine your side, so you have good replayability. It's basically like some sort of futuristic tank battles. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be on another planet or in the 22nd
No, it doesn't say it's on another planet. It's just Earth futuristic.
Okay, so maybe like the 22nd or 23rd century, and it doesn't say which side is what, which coalition or whatever the names. But it's supposed to be like a generic futuristic tank game. It's easy to get into. It's a small game. It's I don't know. How was it playing it solo?
Playing it solo was all right. I prefer it playing against another player. With the solo, with having to alternate one tank on this side, one tank on the other side, it's just driving myself nuts trying to keep track of what I had moved and what I hadn't moved.
Yeah.
It wasn't as bad with two players because the other guy is keeping track of half the forces on the table. When you're keeping track of them all on your own, it's a real pain in the ass. And with the thin counters and stuff, I guess you could turn them to the side to show that you activated them this turn or something. But then you have opportunity fire, which is another thing. So how do you mark that you did opportunity fire? Because if you did opportunity fire, you can't fire later in the turn, but you can move. So, I mean, it needs some kind of markers or something.
Yeah, that's the thing is like with Panzer Grenadier, you can mark it, that opportunity fire, and you can't fire in your phase. So, it needs a move fire markers, and it isn't a bad game. Yeah, other than having to make your own counters, it's playable.
What do you mean by make your own counters?
The move or fire counter.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, because if you're going to have real large scenarios, you're going to have to do that, because you're right. When you have an opponent, the opponent's making sure the other guy doesn't move twice.
Yeah.
Yes. But it's a simple system. It's got a lot of replayability. So if you're into science fiction games, you'll like this one.
All right, thanks, Len. Next week we'll have something new, guys. I'm not sure what, but something good. All right, have a good evening.